Hello, everybody!
Oh, here we go. I just got notified on Twitter that SoundUp Sound Off is live. So,
because we are.
That's so weird. And someone just tried to enter and call me at this exact moment on my phone that I'm using for our show.
We noticed the freeze, but welcome to the Blast from the Past. We're using Skype and Ecamm, and surprisingly, way better than some of the other things we've used recently. To start.
My name's, yeah. So Skype, old school, 2003. Loved it when I first got into business. Sound up, sound off. My name's Chris. This is Sean. He is deathly ill, so we are coming to you via video because we did not want to be in the same room. He is contagious.
I was on the way to the office, and Chris informed me that unless I drank a bottle of Lysol, he would not let me in.
Under quarantine because he said he has been in a sick household for the last 24 to 48 hours. So
Nancy said my hair is tall today. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's because he's dying. He's sick. I mean, he's just not taking care of himself.
Apparently that's the problem. All right. Like I am.
So we have are you ready for a show?
Yeah, are you?
I'm always ready for a show. What's the topic we got up? Number one, did you watch Monday Night Football last night?
Was that football?
That was football. So my question is this. Do you bring to prime time exposure team they would blame?
Do I think
oh man, going to the first we were on. You are like a
maybe it's not interesting. Hold it up. This is actually a computer because my computer's doing that thing where it's freezing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to start closing some apps, I guess. Probably it's Chrome.
Oh, that's probably good. You probably got a lot going on since you are working from sick. You got stuff.
And yes, I do cross stream. The problem with streaming is it always crashes on us. So from real world use, we've tried it over and over again.
Yes. StreamYard's been hard to get it to be consistent, to be honest.
Yes.
But apparently Skype's having the issue. Could just be Sean's
This is my computer. No, this is 100% my computer right now. My whole computer. Okay, I think we might be back. I have a 2013 MacBook that I use because I have a newer Dell, and it just... Yeah, someone's saying a lot of glitching.
A lot of glitching.
All right. Let's see.
Are you good?
How is it now?
You're more back on my screen. Like you're moving in conjunction. Your words and mouth are moving at the same time.
Okay. How about the comments? Okay. Everybody says it's working better now. Apparently it was Chrome. Right. I had Chrome open. Don't have Chrome open when you use Ecamm. We're good. All right. So first topic I have is, of course, we have to talk about Disney World. Did you hear about...
Wait a second. Okay. I just announced the topic, and you didn't answer it.
Oh, I was trying to fix my computer.
Oh my gosh, dude, you gotta lay off the cough medicine. See, like I said at the beginning of the show, in case you didn't get it because it was glitchy, Sean's really sick. He's under quarantine right now. Reason we're coming to you via Skype for the show today. So just excuse some of his brainy weirdness. I asked you, as we start off almost every show with a sports-related topic, do you believe that the Browns, you even answered, you said, was that football last night? Last night, Monday Night Football, Browns played the 49ers, got blown out. But are the Browns getting too much prime time exposure? Too much hype?
Yeah, they are. Because Baker Mayfield thinks he's God's gift to the world, basically.
Did you see Odell Beckham, though, play about 4 different positions?
He had a better, I think, quarter QB rating than Mayfield last night.
He might have. He played
No, he
like
did.
4.
He was on ESPN this morning.
He had 4 different positions, I think, in the first half of like different positions on offense that he ended up playing. I'm surprised they didn't let him kick it.
If they could just get the rest of the team to put that much effort in, they would probably have won something.
Yeah. I think just let him kick field goals sometimes too, just for fun. He made a dazzling catch as his headphones popped off in the pregame and did a Beckham catch with them before they hit the ground, his headphones.
Did you see the Steve Young to Jerry Rice pass too?
I saw the replay. I didn't see it live.
Yeah, they were joking around about it. It would have been hilarious if they just missed. But.
So I had no clue that the 49ers were undefeated and still undefeated. That blew my mind. I don't know why. And I love Joey Bosa, Ohio State person. I loved what he did with planting the flag.
That was pretty good.
I remember that game 2 years ago. So, I'm glad that he was vindictive enough to not let that go 2 years later.
That was really
plant the flag.
That was kind of the highlight. And then someone in the press conference said, "Did you practice? Because you did it. We put the video up side by side, and you did it perfectly." He goes, "I may have practiced in my room."
That's good.
That was pretty funny.
I love it. All right, yeah, Brown's getting way too much hype. Not hype, but like getting too much primetime exposure. They had a lot of primetime games on this year so far.
Dallas all the time. Why is Dallas always on TV? Like, they're not America's team.
You're going to make Scott Matthews mad. Don't say that.
Scott, you guys didn't play anybody yet. You guys had a pillow fight with Miami, and then you went and just, they're like a bully, and then like a bigger bully comes into town, and then there they are. My Falcons are no better. So,
I mean,
but at least we're not pretending to win games.
I was a Cowboys fan this Sunday, and I'm very disappointed in the effort by my boy Zeke Elliott and against the Puke Packers. All right, moving on to your topic.
So Disney World. Did you hear about this?
I've heard of Disney World, yes.
Did you hear about
Florida?
So you know how they have the monorail system?
Tokyo?
It's like these, that's a nice one.
Paris.
They have these monorail train-looking things. They have the buses. But now they have these, what is it when you go skiing? Gondola? What's it?
Gondola.
They have these new gondolas that go from somewhere to Hollywood Studios, right? Well, apparently they crashed. And there was people stuck on them for hours. And
okay. They didn't crash, like they didn't fall.
They ran into each other, shattered glass. So somebody was taking a stretcher. Yeah, and then there was people having, like, they could only get 2 at a time with the fire department, I guess, going up in a ladder to them individually getting people off of them. One person said they were in there for 3 hours. Thankfully, though, that they put snacks and drinks under the seats into an emergency kit that everyone discovered.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that's an interesting ride. So what do you do if, like, you're on your way to Hollywood Studios, you've paid your... I assume that they were refunded for the day, because...
It's Disney.
Yeah, you're like, okay, I just missed all this time, and anyway, I thought that was pretty crazy that that happens, and for all those that say, like, oh, just get on the roller coaster, it's safe, it's fine, no, they can still break. Everything can break.
Yeah, I think with what I would not be surprised to see is Disney go over and above just because of Disney culture. That I really think that they would probably, for those people that were involved in that. I mean, I'm assuming they're getting like free trips, like mad vouchers, fast passes for life, like something just extremely ridiculous. Because I think they really have a culture of over delivering from a customer standpoint. So
yeah, there was one.
They probably got.
The first time I went to Universal was like a year ago, and I noticed some kids spilled like their like icy or their ice cream or whatever on the ground. And when we walked back later, there was like birds eating it, and then like I just kept noticing this giant pile of ice cream for like 3 hours. Well, I remember going to that same trip. We went over to Disney, and somebody spilled their drink, and a dude stood over it for like 10 minutes while we were in line waiting for somebody to come clean it up. And I'm just thinking, like, that's the difference at Disney. They're like, they have a perception that they don't want to be not good, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, their next level as far as customer service and the experience that they want to deliver.
They're like the SoundUp of theme
everything
parks.
Else. They are like SoundUp of
right.
theme parks.
That's where I was going
with
this whole
just
thing.
like next level with it. I'm glad you picked up on what I was trying to lay down there for next level customer service.
One thing I want to shout out, speaking of Alexa-related things, I don't know if you've seen Alexa doing a lot of commercials about Alexa Auto with Peyton Manning in their commercial lately. Have you seen those?
Yes.
So making a big push about Auto in the car, Alexa in the car. So that's pretty cool. Anybody joins State Farm gets a free one now.
He talked about the device, and we reviewed the device when it first came out. I wonder if they've upgraded some stuff in it, because there wasn't a ton of difference in the external Alexa in your car device versus just using your phone, the Alexa app on your phone at this moment. But
it was one of the biggest letdowns. We had I was like, we're going to do a fancy review video and everything. And then like I got to it, I was like, it's just a microphone. I don't even know how to make a video about this, because all it did was a microphone. I would have been reviewing the phone app. I would not have been viewing the device. It just sits in your car. To me, it's a waste of money, but maybe they have updated it.
I feel like they had to have updated it or something like that, because I think what they're doing with building Alexa into the cars makes sense, but what that device did just didn't seem to deliver on the expectation that you would think it would do. It was just still pulling from your phone. So maybe they've made some improvements. And even remember, I think we even tried the wireless Bluetooth of it, and it just wasn't even working. It took a little bit for it to connect or something like that. It wasn't really connecting well. So maybe we just got a bad prototype and they've upgraded it. We probably should review it.
Yeah, maybe that's something we should do. But I will say this. I came up with a scenario on how to utilize your home, auto, and the ring or glasses we talked about the other day. And there's been times where I have been, you have a list and stuff, right? And then, your kids or somebody will call or text and say, hey, can you add this on the grocery list or something? Well, how awesome would it just be if Alexa had a running grocery list and you would always say, Alexa, add this to my list, add this to my list. You're driving down the road, oh, add this to my list. But then you're in the store and you're talking to your Power Ring and saying, what's on my list, or you open the app and get your list. Like, there is a situation, because I think that you can actually visually see your list on the Alexa app. I'm gonna look it up real quick before I tell everybody that. But, the trifecta of having it car, on you, and all that, it's actually kind of a cool thing. So yeah, you have lists. Yeah, so you actually have the list. So you can do all of that and then get to the place, and now you have your shopping list in the Alexa app. Kind of a cool utilization of all those technologies and how you can kind of, that way, everyone, you have an ongoing list. So, Anyway, I thought it was kind of neat. I did not thought about it that way. So, there's that.
Okay. What's the next topic?
Well, it's kind of all I had. We're kind of in a weird little lull of not much going on. Apple's about to announce new MacBook Pros. Sorry if you just bought one. Yeah.
I just heard. Speaking of Mac and Apple, just heard a comment on a piece of content. Ironically, the only reason I heard the piece of content is because we had some SoundUp members that had the opportunity to go to the Gary Vee office up in New York and had podcasts. So congrats if you see this, Phil, and some of the industry syndicate and shred people who got to be a part of that. But because I was seeing that piece of content, it showed in my feed. And this one guy, the same day, because I think Gary Vee was recording a bunch of podcasts, had a bunch of interviews that day, said a comment about he just thought not Gary Vee, the other guy, it was idiotic or stupid that you would spend $1,300 on the iPhone 11. So, and Vee didn't really agree with that. That's not the point of this. My question really comes into spending money on new technology like a new iPhone 11. How do you feel about that as just economy? And we're even at SoundUp Now, we're pricing some equipment for Mac, like used versus new, of some computer and tech hardware that we need to have and use and that kind of stuff.
Well, so first of all,
feel stupid.
You are stupid if you spend $1,300 on the iPhone, because it doesn't start at $1,300. The $1,300 iPhone is the one where you max it out with a terabyte of storage. You don't need that much storage on your iPhone. It starts at I think it starts at $799, right? The $1,300 one's like the maxed out. Like there's no, that is stupid. I agree with him. I don't know if he was trying to get to that point or not. I didn't watch the interview, but Gary Vee. Why you start at the top of it? I guess to make it sound more extreme. Yeah, you know what? You could also buy a $90,000 Kia if you threw every single option on it. I'm sure, but I do think
that's probably true.
I think it is stupid. Yeah, I do think it is stupid to if you need a tool, but you don't need. So you need like a toolbox, but you don't need every single tool to go into it. Why max it out? I think that you get certain devices for what you need. Like, I don't need a new computer with every single thing. I don't have to have the high-end graphics card. I need one that's good enough for editing video and photos, recording audio. But, if you're just recording audio, you don't need a MacBook Pro 15-inch with a graphics card. You need just a regular MacBook or a MacBook Air if you're just doing audio. Like, you don't have to go all out for the sake of going all out. But you also don't want to buy the lowest of lowest and not have the ability to do things in the future. I think people that buy the lowest end model regret it a lot of times. You bought the $13,000 Kia with the roll up windows, and guess what? You broke your arm. Now you can't roll down your window. What are you going to do?
I was in my dad. My dad has an old truck, and I was going to try and roll down the window, and I couldn't figure out. And I realized it was the thing. I forgot about that.
My daughter and I were in a U-Haul recently, and she was looking at that. She goes, "What is that?" I was like, "That's how you roll down the window." She goes, "That's why you say roll down the window." I was like, "Yeah." I was proud of her. I was proud of her for picking up on that, actually. But
didn't know.
But yeah, if you go into the store and you're like, "I want the cheapest $300 laptop," and you buy it, and then you're like, "Windows sucks." We're like, no, Windows sucks on that computer because you bought like the worst one that they had.
Right.
You know, when I used to work for Sprint, people would come in and they would buy the cheapest iPhone. I'm like, it only has 16 gigabytes of storage. They're like, I don't need storage. 2 months later, they're like, my phone keeps saying out of memory. I'm like, I told you not to buy that you're going to take pictures and stuff and you're going to run out of storage. We've all run out of storage. But, you know, I think there's a middle ground, but you can't not have the tools. I couldn't take aerial photos on a drone. I'm not going to put my camera on a 20-foot pole, you know? It's money I don't want to spend, but you have to. And what was the question? I kind of went off on a rant.
Spend $1,300 on an iPhone.
It is stupid to spend $1,300 on an iPhone, but it's not stupid to buy a newer iPhone if you need one.
Yeah. So I'm going to come down on the. It really depends. One, are you buying it for you or to like impress just to have it? Like, is there a purpose? Is there reasoning? I think I said this with the iPhone to you before. Like the camera in the real estate industry, the camera on the iPhone, you could get away by saving money of not hiring a photographer for like under $150,000 condos or like smaller price properties and just use your iPhone for the photos on certain properties and save the money and make it back up. So,
yeah,
I think that's what it is.
Let's go ahead and jump into the skill stumper because I got to pick up my kid from school. Someone
probably should have led with that.
I went on too long of a rant. It's my fault. But we had a member send us a job, and that was a stock trader. I guess we'll go with. My thoughts on stock trader depends if you're giving tips, if you're licensed to give tips. I don't know the legality in that. We kind of started to discuss that. But I think if you had sort of a daily watch list or a daily update on your thoughts on certain ones, maybe, I think there's a couple different things you could do. People could subscribe to different, maybe you want to talk about Forex and you have a Forex specific, or maybe you have like a tech stock specific, NASDAQ, whatever it is. I think you could create a pretty good following by doing these daily audio updates. I know someone that does it with emails. They send out these daily updates. It'd be kind of cool to be able to listen to those driving down the road instead of reading them on my email. So that's where I would find that useful. But other than that, I feel like you can get a lot of stock updates in a lot of other places.
Yeah, I think for me, it just depends if you're building a brand. So, like, are you trying to get clients? Are you trying to provide value? You can't get stock stuff other places. You'd have to really niche down into what are you bringing to the table as a stockbroker, as a person that is helping people manage their money and make wise investments? What are the little nuances or algorithms, or what have you discovered in your personal strategy that you can provide to clients? And maybe lay some of that out. That this is one avenue where you don't want to give all your value away, because in this regards, like if you're in that world, like you might really give too much value away and not get any clients because they could just really duplicate the process. But you could give enough away to make people trust you, find some validity. They can watch for a while, maybe do some mock-ups. I think podcast on investment strategy actually does work well. I think doing a long form podcast, I think you can gain some audience. And I mean, look at that show. What's that show with the guy really mad money? That's what,
yeah.
I think
the really mad guy about money. Yeah, mad money makes sense.
Yeah. So I think that kind of thing. And you could have some fun with it and find some niche audience and build clientele and build brand to compete with the INGs and the Edward Jones and the some of the larger firms. You need to do something a little bit different, and that may be an avenue through voice and Alexa skills. So
maybe. So yeah, once again, I think we proved any industry could be on Alexa.
Any industry.
I don't think there's many. I don't think there's many industries where you don't talk. So
no one has stumped us yet.
Yeah.
So
don't come at us with like sign language school. that might be the only. There are Alexa shows though with screens.
That's true.
Saying. Wow, we just keep on going. Look at that. All right, well, I guess that's all we have for this week. Gonna outro.
And people that want to get in. Okay, let's save that. Let's do that one next week. That's
all right, we'll do that.
I got ideas.
I'm gonna play the outro now, unless you have something to say. Follow us everywhere at SoundUpNow.com. I mean, at SoundUp and then SoundUpNow.com. You forgot to do the intro song earlier, by the way.
Alexa Skill Stumper.